Hey guys, welcome back to the Think About It podcast. I'm Nisi. I'm so excited to have a safe space to speak our truth or to find it. So come on in for however long I have you here or however long I have your ear. And let's think about it.
Every time that I think of you, baby girl, I'm all love on you. I'ma kiss your forehead, that's true. I be saying prayers for you. Anything when I buy for two. Baby girl, I lie to you never. Cause this thing.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Think About It podcast with your girl who? Huh? Say what? Who? Uh-huh. What's tea? What's poppin'? What's good? Where we at? What it do? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Think About It podcast with your girl Nisi, baby. We're here. What's poppin', girl? Why here? Like you just wanna act out the minute I hit record, girl. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. All right, you guys, welcome back to the episode, y'all. We're back. I know. Listen, I know. I have spoken about it time and time over and over again. Baby, I've been talking about it all the time, girl. Okay, we gonna stay consistent. This and that. Listen. Don't come for me. Okay? Don't come for me. Okay, because look, we're here. Let's just be here today, okay? I'm not gonna say I'm done with making promises because it's really not a promise. Like I say, guys, this is something that I personally I say this over and over again. I love what I do. I love doing this. I love potting. And as I was listening as I was getting ready, I was listening to another podcast, and it was like so much conviction in listening to that podcast of what. I guess the gift of God and the gift to babble or gag. What's the gift of gag? The gift of what do you say? How do you say it? The gift to talk. I don't know what. God, I hate this. Every time I'm ready to record, y'all, and I'm ready to go, my mind literally, like the words and everything I'm thinking of and what I want to say and how to say it and the words what I know, and I know these words, it just go out the door. The devil, you don't have no room here, okay? Because guess what? Mr. One come and chat to the people. Wanna hear me? Come on. Yeah, but I think it's the gift of gag. But if that's not what it is, let's just say what I said first. Because the gift of talking. And I got so much conviction in it. So I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna make any promises because it's really to this is really for me, but for you guys as well. So it's what girl, if you don't want to do it, then you don't want to do it. You ain't making nobody no promise. What are you talking about? Like, that's what y'all really saying. Like, girl, you're not making us no promise. Because, look, if you ain't trying to do this, fine. It's a bunch of podcasts. You know, everybody and their mama podcast nowadays. So, if you don't want to do it, oh, well, one less podcast I got to listen to. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? But y'all, we here. Really quick, the reason why, you guys, and I feel like I had to say the reason why I've been missing. I think it's been 2 weeks, definitely been 2 weeks now. Was because I had a passing in my family. One of my cousins, that we grew up together, y'all. We grew up in the Bahamas. We have a lot of people, I think, on the islands. I want to say the islands really is like we're known for properties, like family having properties, or that's like a thing on the island. And we grew up like we call it a family yard because family property, but on the islands we say yard, the yard inside the yard. That's what we inside the yard, okay? But yeah, my great grandmother bought the property, and we have a good amount of land. We actually owned like two other, I'm going to say houses, but it's like the property itself, like other houses is built on the property basically, but neither here or there. We have a family yard And we grew up like with 3 actual houses inside the yard. And this is my house. This was, when I say my house, my family house, like my grandmother and her kids. And then this was his grandmother and, you know, his family as well. So we literally grew up in the same yard. My birthday's the 22nd, his is the 28th. He's like I'm a year older than him, was a year older than him. And it was a lot for me to so it was a lot. I just needed a time, y'all. I needed some time to just process and I'm really, y'all, low key. I do not like, and I don't even nobody does. Nobody like hearing like, you know, somebody passed away, or, you know, especially when it's a death in your family, people close to you. That's like difficult. For why do I look like I'm tearing up? I'm not. My eyes might be a little glossy, but I'm good. It's hard for you to. Nobody wants to hear bad news, especially like when it's a death in your family. Everybody takes things differently. For me, I do not take those type of stuff well at all. I would put myself in in a shell, in a dark place, and that's not good. But I don't know no other way to handle it. But I'm learning. Let me say this: I'm learning ways to handle it. And I do believe a lot of times too, what God does is He allow you to. He's so on time. He would really start to, and again, He gives us all will. So once you're willing and you're choosing to, you know, grow. Y'all, tell me why all of a sudden now my storage wanted to be full. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, when you allow yourself to build a relationship with God, He will prepare you for hard times. He will prepare you for good times. He will prepare you for, you know, seasons that is unexpected, like this season. So I'm glad and I'm blessed and I'm thankful that this was the first time I felt like, you know, when I've heard of passing, I had a best friend of mine pass away. I had a history of people that I knew, dated, was in a relationship with, that passed away, family. And I think this was the first time for me that I was able to feel it in a sense, but not stay there. You get what I'm saying? Longer than I needed to. And also to understand, to have scriptures to be able to process what, you know, what is the, you know, what that, you know, what to expect and what happens in the world and in the days that we live in. And that's one thing God has promised all of us is, you know, that. Yeah, so I just needed to process that before I get into the conversation. R.I.P. I don't even like saying that. That's something, again, I have to get used to. I'm not the person that would like post on social media and you like do like a lot of sermons, or not sermon, but, you know, I guess to send your regards, I guess you can say. I'm very personal. Certain things I did post like in my stories, but I was feeling it more than, I don't know. Like, everybody have different ways to of grieving. Mine is very, very in my shell. But I love you, cousin, so much. I know he's not here to hear. I don't know why I'm saying it, but I don't think I can't continue to have this conversation without telling my cousin or just saying that I love you. I mean, I would always miss you. I would miss our conversation. I would miss your silly, goofy. Let me tell you, baby. My cousin was a dresser. He was very charismatic. He was the life of the party. Very energetic. He gonna say what's on his mind, because who gonna stop him? Nobody. He used to love to say, "I ain't gonna lie, boy. Now I ain't gonna lie." I ain't gonna lie. Or he's like, say, "More fire. You order for more fire." So I love you so much. But may you rest in peace. And I pray that I see you one day. Yeah. So I had to get it out of the way. Like I said, you guys, that was something that it was hard on me. I tried my best, y'all. Especially like, you know, when you're a single mom and you just have life and things that you have to do, you don't get to like process stuff for long. You get what I'm saying? You just gotta get back up on the grind, and especially like I said, being in the hospitality industry, dealing with people. People don't care about what you're going through. I'm not gonna lie. I had days where I'm just like, girl, just get through it. My facial expression, I think, kind of showed it. I just knew somebody was gonna write a review about me because it was like, girl, I don't care today. Um, and then I had moments where I was able to kind of come over the hill, I guess you can say a bit, and I'm not even over the hill. I was just able to push it in the back of my head for the time that I was at work, and the minute I got back in my car it was like boom, right at me again. So yeah, I had to process that, you guys. I'm still processing it, but I'm a lot better today. And again, I've always said I'm the type of person, nothing in my life happens. I always say this, nothing in my life happens to me. Everything happens for me. And for me, I have to be able to break those down in areas of, why and how and what should I be doing. And I think just knowing my cousin, naturally, he is a go-getter. He's a grinder. He gonna go after whatever he wants, period, point blank and simple. That's just who he was, period. And I just know that he would want me to keep going. Like, what are you talking about? He used to be like, get their ass. He'd be like, get their ass, cousin. Get their ass. Like a get your ass. All right. Yeah, so I had to get it out of the way. Yeah, so we don't really have, well, we do have a lot of ketchup, mustard and mayo. That was a part of the ketchup, mustard and mayo. Not really a part of the ketchup. I just had to get that out of the way. But girl, a whole lot has been going on. What are we talking about? I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you. But real quick, talk about ketchup, mustard and mayo. Y'all, this is my first time actually detoxing. Girl, I don't know. I don't know about this detox thing. I read, like, I seen like stuff on TikTok. I read it's like it's working. Yeah, but you can't do nothing. Like, you gotta be in the house like all day. And I refuse. I'm not going in nobody's public bathroom and lighting that stuff up like it's the 4th of July. I'm not doing that. Y'all, so y'all pray for me on this detox thing, this detox journey. I'm detoxing, but this is so ridiculous because I'm detoxing, but at the same point in time, I'm still trying to make sure I get the amount of calories that I need and my proteins that I need to actually build. So this is the journey, y'all. Like I said, ever since it happened, also too, I've honestly been slacking on my workouts, slacking on like my running, and all that. And not just from that, I think, especially when it comes down to my running part, y'all. When the kids get back in school, I don't know if I said this I think I said this on my ketchup mayo mustard my last video. But when the kids get back in school, we're on their schedule. Like, we're on their schedule, especially when you pick your kids up. Even like I said, if they whatever, you're just on their schedule. Whatever you have to do, you have to make sure you do it within a time period of picking them up or when they're going to get home or when it's time to cook. You're on their schedule. Okay, so running has been something that I have not been consistent with. Because I have, especially like I would go 7 in the morning, I'll be up at 6, get there at 7. But my daughter has to be to school by 8:26. So by the time I go where I go to run and come back down, it's traffic, it's all this stuff. So now I'm getting back, y'all, consistent, at least on my Saturdays when she's not in school, and I'm able to just do what I gotta do. Okay, so yeah, we're back on that. I'm back on my gym days. I usually do 5 days out of the week. 4 at the least. This time it was 4 this week because what did I have to do? I was supposed to get y'all my Botox done yesterday, but I rescheduled it. Well, it was rescheduled for today, and that's the only reason why I actually missed yesterday. But we're back on 4 or 5 times a day. Y'all, real quick, like I said, I was listening to a podcast earlier whilst I was getting ready, and this girl, she was like, what you think about the girls who's joining a running group to meet their bae, like to meet men, right? Or to meet their man. Real quick, I want to talk about it because I'm like, oh my God, this girl is like reading my life. No, here's the thing. I'm not going to join a running group just to meet a man. But at the same point in time, for the girls who always work inside the house, you either work or in the house. That's your 2 things. Work or in the house. That's it. Bam, boom, bing. How you gonna meet somebody, right? And I don't go to the clubs, y'all. I don't go to the places I used to once go to. And if I did go, especially with the place that I'm at today, honey, I'm not trying to meet no man out, at them places. It's a no-go. So why not join a running group? And especially if you're a girly that work out, for the most part, we're probably gonna want a man that works out as well too. So it's like, it just makes sense, it's a puzzle, This is a puzzle. It just makes sense. Why not? So what do I think about it? Girl, do what you do. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm not just, like I said, I'm not just doing it for that, but hey, if it happens, I mean, why not? Okay? And for the girls who feel like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try that, girl, don't go out there and embarrass yourself. And these people doing 2-3 miles a run and you can't even keep up. Okay? It's not even giving keep up. So all I'm saying, y'all, is just, honey, look, baby, look, do what you gotta do. Don't, like I said, don't embarrass yourself now. Oh, I'm finna join a running group, girl. You ain't run out of day in your life. Now that man looking at you like, he's looking at you like, what was the reason? And honestly, hey, who knows? It might work. It might work. You kind of do a little dance, like, you're a dance. I'm a dancer. I can't keep up. He might be like, come on, let's go. Hold your hand and try to, maybe I'll try it. I don't know. And for the girls that's judging us because we want to join a running group to meet the mans, girl, let us do what we do. No hate on us. Honestly, y'all, let's go ahead, you guys, for real, really quick. Just forget the ketchup mustard, man. I gave you the ketchup, the mustard, the mayo. We're gonna leave that for next week. But let's go ahead and get into the topic really quick. And the reason why I'm rushing, I'm not really rushing, but I am rushing because I do have some appointments I do have to get to. So, and then, like I said, y'all, my life is revolved around my child. So I have to make sure that everything is done before it's time to pick her up. So, topic of the day, conversation today, you guys, is I have now, girl, it looked like when I did that, I was like, oh my God, I can't, ugh. It really low-key gave, like, I'm not happy, but I am very happy about this. It has been, I want to say officially now, I want to say, was it March? I think it's been like 4 months, maybe almost 4 months. I think it's been about 4 months, almost 5 months that I have not smoked. I haven't smoked any THC, any weed, any pen. I never smoked the pens anyway. I was never a fan of those ones, but I was like a blunt girl. But it's been 4 months. It's been 4 months, and I am very, very, round of applause for that. Round of applause. Yes. For the boys and girls that is not on visuals, you do not hear the round of applause. So go ahead, before we get into the conversation and topic, make sure you go ahead and check it out on YouTube. Okay, check us out on YouTube. What is it on YouTube? Think about it, W/Nisi. And of course, for the boys and girls that's on visuals, check us out on podcasts. It's to Think About It with Nisi. All right, on all your podcast streaming platforms. Okay, all of them. Okay, check it out. If it ain't there, y'all let me know. But again, before we get into the conversation, please leave us some feedback. Leave some feedback in the comments. Leave me some feedbacks inside. Leave me a review, talk, let me know. Did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? Did I talk too much? What was it? Did it give? Did it not give? What can I do better? How should we continue to build a community? That's the goal, y'all. That is the goal. Let's get into it. And then, you guys, what I really want to start doing is you guys sending me your feedbacks, not just the feedback, but tell me, how was your, tell me what it is that maybe you're going through and maybe I can help you with. Do you have a question for me? Leave me some questions, you know what I'm saying? So we can talk about it in the next week episode. Shout out. Say you want me to give you a shout out. Hey girl, my name is so-and-so. Shout me out on the next episode podcast. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it, y'all. Check me out on Instagram. Leave me a DM on Instagram. Those right here on the screen. That's my Instagram platform. TikTok, I'm gonna leave that there too if you guys want to. When I check my stuff, it's usually on my DM. It's usually on Instagram. It's rarely on TikTok. People send me stuff on TikTok all the time. Be like, girl, did you see it? No, because when I go on TikTok, y'all, I just go to create content, I post, and I'm usually off of there. Yeah, so that's all I do. So leave me some messages on DM for the boys and girls that's on audio. My DM is Niecy this, Niecy that. Niecy this, Niecy that. Okay? No slash, no uppercase, lowercase, two spaces, two Y's, two T's. It's just Niecy, baby. Niecy. Okay. All right, so like I say, you guys, the topic, I didn't say the topic, but the topic of the day, you guys, is how I stopped smoking for 4 months. I'm going to kind of give a little, I guess, background on it. Then we're going to get into my benefits of it. And what else? What else should we do? The background, the benefits, and maybe how can you guys, or, you know, tools or things that you guys can use, or what I use to help me to be consistent with not smoking. Excuse me. So yeah. So like I say, you guys, I've said this again many times on the episodes. If this is your first time here, hey boo, what's poppin'? Get into the crew, baby. Let's get into be a thinker. Okay, let's think. You know, let's think. Let's be a thinker. Okay. Hit that subscribe, hit that follow button. Okay. So like I said, if you've been here before, I've personally I've stopped smoking, like I said, for 4 months. I've been smoking, or before I stopped smoking, it was, I think I said 17 years. I think it was 17 years. I want to say 17 years. Let's just do the math, girl. So I started smoking at, girl, I tell you, when I started smoking, you gonna be like, girl, you was bad. You was such a bad child. What y'all can do? I'm gonna tell you, I started smoking, you guys, at 13 years old. Girl. I wasn't as consistent with it as, you know, being a teenager, like a young child, because it's like, girl, you can't be smoking, like, you got to sneak and do that, you know what I'm saying? Or when I was around certain friends, I would, you know, or people, I would smoke. I hope none of my family members, when I say family members, I'm talking about my grandmother, is listening to this. My granddaddy, he don't really be on Instagram, you know, on social media, so I doubt he's listening to it. But if Grammy, I'm sorry. I love you so much, my darling. So 13, so hold up, wait a minute. I was right, 19 years. Godly. Well, no, not a full 19, because I wasn't smoking around my birthday, so 18 and a half. Girl, like you said, like that was so much better. 18 and a half years, you guys. I smoked weed. And when I say smoke, I'm not talking like once in a while, baby. I'm talking every single day. Okay, I'm talking every day. I don't think it's been, well, like I said, when you are a kid, you know, like being a teenager, it was times like days where I probably didn't. But the older I got, I moved out of my grandparents' house. I was at 17 or 18 years old. And ever since then, y'all, girls, she would roll up a blunt, and I'm not talking one blunt. I'm not talking two blunts, especially in my old, like, you know, when I started to really be, you know, become, I guess you could say a woman, like we like to say, girl, we so grown, but, you know, getting into adulthood, girl, it probably was like six, seven, sometimes 8 blunts a day. Real tea, real scoop. Then I used to hang out with like a group of girls, and we all smoked. So we would either, who got the weed? That's the most important part. Who got the weed? If you got the weed, we finna get the blunts. Okay? If I got the blunts, you gotta get a lighter. Okay? Who getting the next sack of weed? Because we're gonna be hanging out for a few hours. So who gonna get, you know, this is when we had, you know, this is the thing when it was like a nick was an actual nick and a dime. You know what I'm saying? A dime, and you know, we used to get dubs, you know what I'm saying? Who gonna get it, you know? So around that time, and then I was smoking with my friends, and then of course, because it's like, you know, you smoke with your friends, it's cool, but when you smoking like by yourself, that's a different vibe, you know. You pass it a blunt, cool, but like, no, sometimes I don't want to pass it, but I just want to smoke a blunt by myself. So, you know, if I'm smoking with my friends, it's probably 3-4 blunts we're gonna roll, and then I probably more than likely I rolled a blunt before I got with my friends, because I already know I'm not gonna get my full like high because I'm passing it around. And then when I get done, it's probably gonna be in the late evening time. So by the time as I probably hop in the shower, come out, I'm gonna roll another blunt, and then before I go to bed, I'm gonna roll another blunt. So I can't even tell you how much blunts I used to roll, y'all. Seriously, okay? So I smoked, you guys, like I said, every single day. I don't remember a day that went by that I did not smoke. And like I said, being a kid, I can't tell you the reason why. I guess you could say I started smoking, but like anything, when you do it for so long, it became a habit for me. And when I say a habit, I'm talking like I can't go to work without smoking a blunt. It's impossible because in my head, these people gonna piss me off. So before I get to work, let me make sure I'm up there so they don't bring me down here. You get what I'm saying? And what I would do is, so like I said before, when I get up, I'm more than likely I'm smoking a blunt. I'm more than likely I'm smoking a blunt before I eat, because in my head I cannot eat unless I smoke, because I'm not gonna have an appetite. I would tell myself this. A lot of smokers be telling themselves, I ain't got no appetite, so I got to smoke, right? And then after I eat, because now I'm hungry and I'm building my appetite up, and I eat, I gotta smoke a blunt again because now my high is down. And then around that time, more than likely I'm gonna take a nap. Time to get ready for work. It's time to get ready for work. As I'm getting ready, I'm smoking a blunt. I'm gonna put that out, leave it half. On my way to work, I'm smoking a blunt. So by the time as I get off work, I got another blunt in the car. So when I get off, the minute I hop on, like I hit that out that plaza, baby, it's time to fire up again. Then when I take a shower from work, after getting off work, I need to smoke another blunt so I can eat and go to sleep. So like I said, it became a habit of how I did things. This wasn't like this was every single day. As I got older, I want to say like in my late 20s, I slowed down a bit. I probably was smoking like maybe 4 times a day. And some people like, for 4 times a day, slow down. Still a lot. Tell me about it. But back then for me, it was like, yeah, I still gotta smoke. So I would do it in the morning. When 4 times a day was like in the morning, I'll smoke a half a blunt before I eat. Then the next half after I eat, and I smoke a blunt on the way home, and then at night. So that's how it was. So again, this is coming from a person who smoked, okay? And like I said, it got to a point where I felt like I needed to smoke. You piss me off, I gotta smoke, okay? Because now I need to calm down, all right? On my way, like going out to have a good time, I gotta smoke, because before I get out, I gotta smoke. Of course, if we're going out, I'm also smoking as well. Happy times, I smoke. Sad times, I smoke. Mad times, I smoke. Good days, I smoke. Bad days, I smoke. It was a reason. I always found a reason to smoke. And I was good with it. If I'm being honest, I felt nothing wrong with it. Now, the change around for me was when I got to a point, and the thing is, like, everybody have different reasons of smoking, right? My reasons, I was like, I need to save money. No, I never once thought about saving money. I'm not gonna lie to you. But everybody's reasons are different. You have some people that, stop smoking because, like I said, they want to save money. They want to get this job. You get what I'm saying? They just, want to be able maybe to pull themselves back on smoking so much, or, to just stop smoking, right? They just wanted to they got tired of it. They just wanted to stop smoking. They never got, the high wasn't the way it was. And I think for me, it was rare that I got high. I don't care what I smoked. They call it, the kids call it now, Zaza. I don't care what time, Zaza, Papa, Zada, Nana, it don't matter. It just did. I got a buzz, but I never got like high. Like, especially when you see some of the kids nowadays and they're like, they out there, right? And I think, like I said too, when you're new to the game or new to smoking, it's understandable for you to get it high. But when you've been doing it for so long, my body got so immune to it, where it's like, okay, I'm just smoking because this is a habit. This is what I do day to day, right? And for me, my reason was didn't have none of those reasons where where a lot of people say, well, again, they want to save money, they want to get this job, so they had to stop smoking, or maybe the wife said or the husband said you need to slow this down, whatever. It was nothing like that for me. For me, it was the more I got closer to God, the more I got to the more I submitted to him, right? The more I allowed him to just lead me and to, actually listen to his words and listen to the truth, I guess you can say. And I know it's gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way because I think, especially when it comes down to the day and age that we live in, everybody smoke. The mama smoke, the daddy smoke, the grandma smoke, the granddaddy smoke, the kids smoke, the teacher smoke, everybody smoke. Who don't smoke? The police smoke, everybody smoke. Everybody smoke, they smoke. So everybody ain't gonna get it, right? And I'm not convicting anybody from nothing. This is just what I've experienced. And I think for me, the reason why I actually wanted to make this video is because when I actually was trying to look up, ways on how to stop smoking, I could not find one thing that was like relatable to me, or how to do it or why you did it. You know what I mean? I watched one video and it helped me a little bit because the person was like, how they kind of wheel themselves off of it. I guess you could, is that it? Wheel or took themselves slowly away from it was they stopped for 30 days, but after the 30 days is where they kind of like, after that they kind of they would still smoke here and there. And it wasn't that I wanted to smoke here and there. I wanted to stop smoking. Now, my reasons on why I wanted to stop smoking, if I'm being honest, like I said, the more I got closer to God, it wasn't like, it was a feeling. And real quick, I'm learning, when it comes down to the Holy Spirit, a lot of times we think Holy Spirit looks like, you kind of passing out, or, you jumping up and down. I'm learning the Holy Spirit is also one of those things where it's a feeling that you get. It's a disruption of the way you usually do things. And it's like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this, but, I just can't shake this feeling. And when it is aligned with good, when it's aligned with God and what he wants, from our life, I think, again, that's the clear sign that is of God, right? Satan ain't gonna pull you away from, not smoking or, cheating or whatever it may be, because that's what he wants you to do. He has your attention then. And like I said, it was just a feeling that I get. I would smoke. I felt that everything in me, like, okay, I want to stop smoking. But then I would feel, it was like a feeling, even when I'm smoking, it felt like, I feel bad. Like, and I think also too, that's what, the understanding what the Holy Spirit looks like. It's like, you feel guilty after doing certain things that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never felt it before. I've never in my life felt guilty about smoking. Like, that's who I was. Like, this is what I do. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke my blunt. I was so good at smoke or rolling blunts. I would drive with my knee, like have my knee on the wheel. And I know, again, I don't suggest doing this. It's really dangerous. But I used to drive and smoke so much I could just steer the wheel with my knee and roll up with two hands as I'm driving. And I'm talking like, probably took me 60 seconds, and that's a little stretch. It could have been probably was less than that. Yeah, but I like I said, I got to a point where I just had this feeling that I just could not shake. I couldn't shake it. I could not shake it. And I started to say, okay, well, before I even knew exactly what it was, I was like, okay, well, I just need to stop smoking. Like, I'm just tired of it. I would like, oh yeah, I'm over it. Just, no, I don't want to do it no more. But it wasn't enough for me to stop smoking because, oh yeah, I'm tired of it. I just didn't, because what it was I didn't understand exactly what it was, right? And I don't know, it was like a sermon one day, or I think it was a sermon. I don't know if it was at church or where it was, but it was a conversation about, still falling into old traps, or, again, not allowing God to use you, and just reverting back into comfortability. And it was like one of those like Claire's Day moments where it's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. And if I'm being honest, that still wasn't enough for me to stop it. It's the feeling was more strong on me. It was like, girl, why am I doing this? I get so mad. I would try to. Now the thing was, I would try. I would be like, okay, after I get done, with this bag, I'm gonna just not buy no more, right? And I probably would hold off maybe for like a day or two. But in my head, it was like one of those things too. Like I said, because I've been doing it for so long, I'm like, I don't want to lose weight, right? So I'm like, And when I say lose weight, if you're not eating, you're gonna lose your weight, right? And I'm like, I don't want to not eat no more. Like, this is what I do. Like, in order for me to even have an appetite, I gotta eat, you know. And on top of that, going to the gym and, you know, needing my proteins and needing my calories to maintain my weight. I needed to smoke. In my mind, I needed to smoke. Like, no, I can't, because I have to do this in order for me to have an appetite to even smoke, to even eat. And like I said, you guys, it was like this. I would, I would find reasons on the reason why I did not want to do it. But even though when I find reasons about it, it was like this, still like, you only playing yourself. You know what I mean? It was like this feeling of like, girl, excuses. You know, it was like Claire said, like, excuses. Yeah, you need this. No, you don't. Find another way, right? And I got to the point, like I said, like I said, I would, I would be like, okay, I'm not gonna buy another bag. Then of course I'll go and I'll get another, another 8 or another quarter, right? And then I'll be like, okay, you know what? Maybe I need to put it in clear sight and just not do it. Maybe I'm gonna just put it up inside the closet. I know it's there, but then not do it. Or if I do it like when you're pissed off, or do it when somebody that made you mad. You have to do it. If you don't have to do it, don't do it. Remove yourself from it. So, I did that. And then I started, one thing that actually helped me like slowly pull myself off of it, instead of like, me making all these excuses, was I started to just do one blunt a day. So when I say one blunt, I would like, smoke maybe like 2-3 puffs, put it out, put it on like, my bed, have like this little slot that I can just like slide my little ashtray under, and I'll be good. And then I thought it was helping, if I'm being honest, because what it did was, at some point I was just like, okay, girl, just roll up. If you're gonna keep smoking, you ain't like you stopping. So just, roll your full blunt, right? Or a day, like, coming from a stressful day of work, or, whatever it may be, being on the edge or agitated, irritated, whatever it may be, I'm gonna roll me up a full blunt, right? So now that it's out the door, I'm not doing the one a day no more. I'm back on my, at least 2-3 times a day, sometimes 4 times a day. And what the honestly, the turnaround for me was, I don't know, like, honestly, y'all, one day I was like, I'm not going to buy. No, what it was I heard, again, it was another sermon that said, doing it for you isn't enough, right? It's enough. That's why it's not. And it wasn't even speaking about God. It was just like, you have to be. I deciphered certain things. I was like, okay, boom, that's what it is, right? So doing it for me wasn't enough. I said, the sermon was like, doing it for you wasn't enough. But when you say that you're doing it for God and you're allowing Him to be in control, it's a different story, right? So now the turnaround for me was like, okay, well, see, I'm finding all these ways, the reason why I want to stop smoking, right? But if I'm doing what I know that God is telling me to do, now it's a bigger demand for me, because it's like, okay, see, I can play all day about me, but about that man, I'm not even playing these games. Like, you think I want him to whoop me? No, I'll whoop myself. I don't have time for that. So it was like a clear day. Was like, okay, boom. No, no. So once I got clear on what I needed to do, now I needed supplements. And this is, like I said, where I'm going to talk. I guess I'm changing it around, but what helped me to stop smoking was I got like these sort of digestive pills. If you guys want it, if you're interested, let me know. I'll put it down in the comments below. But I got these digestive pills that would kind of help me to create an appetite on its own, on my own, right? The first time I did it, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, as my body was adjusting out of, from not having THC, my first maybe week or so, it was so hard for me to actually eat, right? I probably would eat, like, I'll get a sub, and a foot long, I could not have ate. A 6-inch, it's a stretch. If I had like chips to kind of like, crush it down. And sometimes I would have to drink water, because all I drink is water, but to drink water to kind of get it, like, at least get it in my system. Because in my mind, I'm like, I'm working out, and I refuse to lose, to not have my proteins, to not have my calories. So I would just like literally like force myself with water to actually drink it. You get what I'm saying? And the first week, like I said, it was difficult. The first week I was irritated. The first week I was just, everything was just so annoying to me. I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm like, I gotta do it. I was sweating. I would have sweats like crazy. That I never sweat before, but it just no. And then, like I said, it kind of messed with my it made me have like a little anxiety as well too. So another thing I did was I got B12 shots as well. Another thing it did was it stopped me from having sleep because I would do everything. Everything was like I have to smoke in order to do this. I had to smoke to sleep. Okay. In my mind, I'm not gonna be able to have a good night's sleep if I don't smoke, right? And smoking would put me to sleep, but I would have like the lightest sleep, but when I wake up, I still feel tired, I still feel drained. And we're gonna get into the reason why. I guess we can talk about it now. What it was I was not getting my REM sleep. You guys pull up REM sleep. That's like that deep, your deep sleep. Really quick, I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. So I can explain it in a better way. REM is rapid eye movement. REM sleep is the stage of sleep where most dreams happen. Its name comes from how your eyes move behind your eyelids while you're dreaming. During REM sleep, your brain activity looks very similar to brain activity while you're awake. REM sleep make up about 25% of your total time asleep, right? So I felt like, again, for me, I was not getting my REM sleep. Again, that's where you like dream, right? And when I actually put my body, I started to remove myself away from it, I did not realize. And like I said, with the B12 shots also help with you getting your REM sleep, you getting like that good sleep, that good rest. Yeah. So what B12 shots do, or B12 period, is it increases your energy and help you like with your fatigue, with you feeling fatigued. And like I said, because I was not getting the sleep that I was used to when I stopped smoking, it definitely, I felt tired once I got back up. Like I felt like I was just laying there, I guess you can say. And if I'm being honest, y'all, no BS. I did not realize, I never even thought about it. I have not dreamt, like actually had like a good dream since I was a teenager. And like I said, I started smoking when I was a teenager. So somewhere within that time period, I have not dreamt in years. And I did not realize how much I missed dreaming, right? And I know it sounds crazy when I tell y'all, I dream now every single night. So it's a real thing. It's such a real thing. I dream every single night. And I'm a believer, call me crazy, but I do believe, when it comes down to, when God wants to send a message to you, he can send messages in so many different ways. And I feel like in my dreams is not like weird dreams, like, like childish dreams. My dreams can be so deep, so meaningful sometimes. And sometimes I'm like, what do that mean? What do that mean? And I've been having the same dream over and over. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but one of these dreams I have over and over and over again. So I wind up, like pulling up the reason why I'm still continuously still having this one dream here in particular. And when it broke it down, I'm like, bro, that is true. Like, that is almost scary true on the reason why I feel like I'm having this type of dream. And I feel like, again, it was like these things that I forgot about, started to actually come back, like, started to come back slowly but surely. With smoking, I felt like for me, the hardest time of it, or the duration of it, that was the hardest for me, was that first month. That first month was like me adjusting back to life without smoking. And like I said, when you've done it for so long, it was hard for me to adjust to it, but I knew that I needed. It was more important than saving money for me. It was more important than, getting a job. It was me. It was clear and simple. It was a conviction. That's what it was. No ways around it. I felt like God was convicting me from this area of my life. And what it was to, again, the more I understand it, the more I learn, I still kind of process it. And I have this thing too, and I'm learning to stop doing that, when I accomplish something big, I'm not like a big, oh, celebrate it. I'm like, boom, I did that, next thing. I don't actually marinate and meditate in what the goodness of what that was, and how I stopped that. You get what I'm saying? I think for me not stop smoking was like one of those things where it's like, okay, boom, I did it. I'm here. What's next, right? But I also now I'm starting to like slow it down and take it back and be like, Lord, you really stopped me from doing something over almost 19 years. Like, what? Huh? And I did not look back not one time. Now, do I have urges, of like smoking? Like, honestly, I had a dream. And again, I feel like, man, He would do certain things to get your attention. If you allow yourself to fully submit to Him and be able to want change in your life, those areas where you feel like you needed these things, or this feeling, or this admiration, whatever it was, this entitled, this whatever it was that you felt, you start to let those things go. That's where He would work. Because in my dream, I dreamt. And the thing is I've been wanting to have this conversation for so long, but I record this topic or this episode time and time again, and I just did not post it, or I stopped it right in between me recording. Because like, anybody want to hear it? Everybody's smoking. Like, that's what they're doing now, right? But I felt like it was such a clear conviction. I dreamt about me actually, and was like the careless, the most. In my dream, I remember picking up a blunt, just smoking it, not even thinking about what I just came from, or me, the reason why I was doing this, or this 4 months. I didn't think about it. It was like in my dream, I was like naturally just picked the weed up and I smoked it, and I got back up and I'm like, girl, what was that? Because in real life, you would never, and I'm saying that because, not saying that I don't have urges. Yes, y'all, I have urges. Like, if I'm around someone and I smell the scent, it's like I would like sniff it, like, like, whoa, like they ain't that strong, right? But at the same point in time, sometimes, like, the minute I do that, it was like, yep, no, we not doing it, right? So at times I do have urges, but what I think it was too, the reason why God allowed me to and convicted me from the area of my life was He was actually changing the people that the people that I associated myself with, right? The rooms, the areas I would associate myself with, the conversations that I would associate myself with. I think God was shifting that. And I know that He was shifting that area of my life. I think that He was shifting, we was breaking a habit, right? Breaking this habit away from me as well. He was shifting the urge to have certain people around, right? Because of what I do. I think He was removing and changing. I know that that's what He was doing in my life. And I am accepting that. That's what it was. I didn't stop smoking because, I wanted to stop smoking. Like, yeah, it was a problem. No, it was an issue for me. It was a feeling that I got. And it was like, girl, cut this out. And I just, no matter how much I tried to, avoid it or just ignore it and like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal, or maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. It was like, no, stop, right? And I'm learning too, again, to understand when God is actually working in your life and He has His angels and He has a protection around you, and He's actually renewing you and changing you. He works. And sometimes, in my mind, I'd be like, yeah, people think, oh, when He works, and everybody's different, but for me, God ain't working in like, oh, slow. This man is like, move this, move that, stop this, stop that. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what are you talking about here, right? Like, wait, can you like slow it down? You know what I mean? And as much as I say to myself, or even like I say to myself, like in my head, like, okay, maybe I don't need to do that. And it's clear as like, the minute I say that, it's a feeling that I get, right? When I do not listen to what I feel like I need, like, when I get this feeling, I need to stop doing this, right? And I know that God He is wrapped around me, and I thank God for that, because even like my clothing, right, and how I dress, it has been, I have always wore, I guess you can say, like revealing stuff, or I've always naturally been like a carefree kind of girl. Um, I dress how I dress. I'm very carefree. Um, I'm comfortable in my skin. But I feel like what has been happening as of lately was again this feeling of uncomfortableness in the clothes that I wear, right? And I've been saying it maybe for like 2, 3 months now, like I need to change this up. And over and in time I've been changing certain things about myself. But now again, just as literally as late as last week, I'm like, nope, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And now I've been ordering, my clothes so I can throw away a lot of my clothes that I feel like I'm just over. It's no point in them anymore. Not throw them away, because I'm gonna give them away. But and to put like new stuff in there. I think again, God is removing a lot of old and bringing in a lot of new um, in my life. And as I'm talking, I'm also that was like a clear. I'm shaking my head because it's like, okay, boom, I just got it. Like that's what he's doing. He's removing a lot of old to bring in a lot of new. And certain things, like I said, it's harder than others. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, when it comes down to what I wear, I never had an issue with like, wearing certain like skirts or like crop tops or something like that. Never had an issue with it. Now, if I gotta pull down, if I gotta do this, I don't like it. And the thing is, I'm still gonna be sexy mother. I'm mother, right? But I think it's also it's time for a change. And I know that again, it's not because I necessarily want to do it, because I know it's with something that God has in plan. And a lot of times too, we're not able to see it until we do it. And then even when we do it, it still takes time. God, you have to be patient. And I'm learning patience. That's what I'm learning. Even like, when it comes down to, I always say the type of men that, I'm attracted to, or, the men that I, now that I see myself with, or even men that I even see myself even given a chance or even entertaining, the type of men. First of all, it's so totally different from men I would date in the past. But the type of man that I want, being a man of God, allowing God to be the head of them, is not going to be attracted to the things that I once did or how I dressed. And again, it's not because I'm doing it for a man, because that's not far from what it is. I think God is literally working behind the scenes, right? To prepare me not just for a man, but for what he wants me to do. You get what I'm saying? And God will give you, again, he gives you what you want, right? He gives you not just what you want, but also what you need. And I know that he knows the type of man I need. I do feel now that, God did not allow me to wait this long for my man for no reason, right? It's not what it is, because let's talk about it. It's a little bit egotistical, a little ego in me, but baby, your girl is a fine mama, right? So, to find a man, it's really nothing, right? But at the same time, the type of man that I want, oh, it's something. And it takes, and the type of man that God, first of all, the type of man that God has for me, oh, he's gonna be one of them. He's really gonna be one of them. And it's just certain things I feel like God do not want to be a blockage, or to be in the way, I guess you can say, when this time happened. When, whatever it is that he's doing, when, people say when you stay ready, you gotta get ready. I think God is preparing me for ready. Okay. I think that's what it is, if I'm being quite frank with you. So yeah, like I said, even when it comes down to the way I'm dressing now, it's like, girl, nope, wrap it up. Now I find myself wearing like a lot of trousers, still look fitted, but not giving too much. I love my wide legs at the bottom. Like I'm not tall, but I'm not short. I'm like a 5'7", 5'8" kind of girl. More 5'7", maybe and a half. So I'm still like in between. So I do not like clothes where it's snug at the bottom. So it's a lot of stuff that's changing. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And I've just accepted it. I'm actually excited about it. If you had asked me about this a year, 2, 3 years ago, it would have been a no-go. I don't like it. But now, I don't know if it also just comes with age as well too. No, it don't, because let's not get into it. But I know again that this is definitely a conviction in my life as well. So yeah, like I said, when it comes down to me smoking weed, the benefits of me not smoking anymore, y'all, listen, my clarity is like it's on 10. I've said this before, being a server, working in the industry for 17, 18 years now, 17 years now. when you do something for so long and you love what you do, it's easy for you to, for me, I guess you can say, I don't write down certain things. I don't write down certain orders. Anything 16 and under, I don't write down. Anybody that's ever worked with me can attest to this. I don't write it down. And I also repeat my orders back. That's also a part of my how I entertain as well too. It's like one of those things where my guest is like, how did you do that? Like, they be like, do you have a microphone here? You're a robot. You're an AI. Like, there is no way. Or people be like, the snobby, rich people would be like, she's not going to get that right. And when it comes back out right, they're like, oh my God, you did not miss a beat, right? Or I have guests that comes in and, there may be, if I'm being honest, they can be a little bit racist and, they're not pleased with me probably taking care of them, right? And then this is how I win them over. I'm not looking to win you over if that's what you feel like, but I feel like even some people, again, they come in with, misinterpretations of people or misconceptions of people. And then even, I don't know, it may sound so minute, but that little thing is like where you get them to open up. Because, first they started so quiet, and then when everything comes out and, they enjoy themselves, they were like, before they leave, they were like, you were so good, like you were so good, like you didn't write anything down. That is, I wish I could do that, right? And to hear people, successful people, say these type of things. And when I say successful, these are parties sometimes where they spending, honey, $1,300-$1,400 with not even a what, like, here you go, take the card type of thing. They got a little flow in their account. They doing a little one too. And to get that from them, obviously that means that they worked hard, and they're also smart people as well too, in whatever it is that they do. And to hear them say, well, I wish I could do that, it's like, okay. You know what I mean? So I said it to say, I always felt like, for me, because I would do it even when I would smoke, right? I would still write my orders down, but certain things I would like, I'll get like anxiety about, right? So if I hear somebody say, and if I hear somebody say, oh my God, she's not writing it down, my anxiety would go through the roof, because I'm just doing it because, again, this is something I love to do. This is also entertainment for me, but I'm not doing it to hear praises, like, especially not right away. Let me just get the order and don't mess me up type of thing, right? And I feel like I was good. Baby, let me tell y'all, now my clarity, it be on I remember, it's crazy, okay? It is crazy, okay? My clarity, I had a hard time also focusing when it comes down in different areas in my life, like maybe reading or, whatever it may be. I would have a hard time staying focused. Now, we're here, baby. We're here. Smoking also, after some point, I don't know when it happened, but it gave me a form of anxiety as well too. I don't know where that came from, because I am like that girl, but it gave me this anxiety. I don't know where it came from, but after a while it did. But she ain't got that. I know what I want. I know what I need to do. I do still have areas where I'm still fatigued, if I'm being honest, or I'll have like, slump days. I'm like, I don't want to do it today. But I also know that I'm also B12 deficient as well too. So, that's why I also keep up with my B12 shots as well. Outside, I've also started the liquid, like, putting it on your tongue. I feel like that also works very good. The pills, it doesn't, necessarily work as good as the liquid under your tongue or even the injections, because, with pills, it takes a while to break down. And if you're taking anything on top of pills, your One-A-Days, your Advil, whatever it may be, it's going to mix with it, and you're not going to get your full dosage of it. So I also, like, like I said, I'm also doing the injections, and I do my pills just to kind of help with that as well too. I know my body when I feel like drained. I'm learning that as well too. It's a big adjustment, even when it comes down to my body. If I'm being honest, I'm learning my body. I'm a lot more sound. Like I said, I'm a lot more clear. My appetite, if I'm being honest, honey, it's back, and it's back with a vengeance, and it's time to cut back, because I thought I wasn't able to eat. Girl, all I do is eat, and I need to stop it. That's why I'm on a detox. So yes, your body do come back from that as well. What else? What else? I can see my dreams. I just have clarity. I feel like that's one of the biggest things, clarity. it allows you, and a lot of times too, I think what smoking did for me and what people is, we always say like smoking is like a effort drug. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, somebody piss you off, effort. Like I gotta go to this. It allows you to, it clouds, what it is that you need to do. Like, I ain't got time for it. It is what it is. I'm for the smoke. Whatever. And what it does when you stop smoking is you have to actually deal with these issues, period. You get what I'm saying? It allows you to deal with you don't have that drug anymore. It helps you. And a lot of times too, the thing is when we smoke, we feel like, okay, I'm gonna forget it. But the problem is still there, right? So when you get to the point of understanding that it's important for you to, learn to, how to deal with these issues and handle these issues and navigate these issues, you release these things, right? Or you have different ways, to actually, you find actual real life ways to navigate these type of problems, areas in your life, like I said, where you feel like you fell short or, trauma, whatever it may be, you just actually deal with it. And I think that's one of the best things that I've learned and I do love about, me, coming over this hump, if I'm being honest with you. So yeah, we're going to close out here, y'all, because like I said, I do have an appointment. I do have to, not really finish, get ready, but put myself back together. I love you guys so much. This is like a short and abrupt ending. But y'all, we're going to be back again. I don't want to make promises, but the goal, y'all, is to get back consistent. I love you guys so much. If this is something that you guys enjoyed, you know what I mean? Again, leave some comments, DM me, tell me what you think about it. Is it good? If it was bad, let me know. I can take that. Give me something. Give me very much something. Rate the episode on all streaming podcasts, okay? Leave the comments down below. Subscribe, tell a sister, tell a brother, tell a cousin, uncle, niece, nephew, auntie, great brother on your daddy. No, you ain't got a great brother. Great auntie, great mama, great cousin. But this is the thing about a podcast, you guys. With your girl Niecy. We are out.
If then they ask me what they do, I say, allez, 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 allez.